what the hell happened to the channel. I'm going to explain that at the end, but let's get into the meat and potatoes for the people who are here to see the thumbnail. And stick around at the end if you want to know what's coming up next. So is it any good off-road? Well, hell yeah it is. Crown Vics have most of their vital components tucked up inside the frame, so adding a lift and then adding taller tires really gives you a very good ground clearance. The limited slip gives you plenty of grip, and they're a very well balanced car. From the factory, they're, I think, a 51-49 weight distribution front to rear. And so if you're, if you drive it like a two-wheel drive off-road instead of a four-wheel drive, they're really not bad. I mean, my buddy, when I passed him by that screener, he was trying to keep up with me, and I wasn't even beating the bag out of the thing. So yeah, it's actually a viable concept. All right, so what are we working with? We're working with a 2010 Crown Vic. It's a police interceptor. I re-geared it with 373s when I rebuilt the rear end. It's got 215 85/16 all-terrains. They're Hercules TerraTrack ATX. Fantastic tire. I like it tall and skinny, especially on a two-wheel drive, because they have less forward rolling resistance, but your contact patch is about the same. If you're in a really sandy environment, a wider tire may be better, but I find that in New Hampshire, where we have a lot of mud, gravel, and rocks, that a tall and skinny works best. It's also had the front sway bar removed. That's part of the 3-inch spacer lift, and I'm probably going to make some lift spindles for it. I've got some equipment on the way that's going to make that a lot easier, but the spacer lift has narrowed the track width, and it can be a little bit squirrely on the highway. It's not too bad, but in real high winds, you notice it. It tends to wander a bit, but on a regular day, I can cruise down the highway at 85, no problem. It's also worth noting that I had not aired down my tires. I was running 34 PSI all around because this was spur of the moment, and it's also my daily driver, so I didn't want to beat on it too hard. Now I just wanted to see if I could get up this hill because it was pretty steep, but I ended up backing down and taking that left-hand turn, and that's where we pick up. All right, Gerry went to the right. Interesting choice. I've only gone to the left. Oh, big rock right there. Let's hug left. Oh, that could be a high center. Nope. Oh, this is tricky. Alright, so as I hopped out here, I was looking to make sure I didn't punch the engine oil pan or the transmission pan. Turns out I was just hung up on the shock mount on the rear axle, and that's that limited slip being real tight. I couldn't keep the rear wheels to the left, and it slid to the right and hung up on a rock. Wasn't really a big problem. We jacked it up, threw it on some logs, and she rolled right out of there. Unfortunately, I ran out of storage on my iPhone, and so we don't have video of that. My buddy Gerry in the side-by-side started the video and then ended the video about 3 seconds later, and those whole 3 seconds he was recording his hand. But you'll have to believe me that it's home safe because I just did the valve cover gaskets tonight.
we're getting that wheel off the ground because that shock mount landed on that rock.
I get it, yeah.
And then I think she'll roll out of here. Gerry!
Fudge.
I'm following a side-by-side, by the way.
So what happened to the channel? Without getting too in-depth, let's just say that there were a series of significant life-changing events that forced me to put my efforts elsewhere, but I am planning on making a video about once a week right now. There hasn't been much progress on the truck. I'm hoping to get back on that soon. I've got to get this tractor rebuilt in my garage because I need room. I filed for a trade name DBA and bought some equipment, and I'm looking at going into business for myself. So I'm going to follow that process with a bunch of videos, and it may be a business venture that you can get into as well. So I hope you'll stick around. If you like the video, throw a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, and I'll see you next week.